How'd you become a part of Bad Azz Music Syndicate?
Well, I've been producing for Boosie for a little over, well, about 2 years. I met him a few times coming to my city, Indianapolis. But I really linked up with him after, well, the first record we did was Crying with him and B Will. Then after that, I think the bigger record, we did so many records in between that, but Pain Run Deep was like my first international or national album placement. So Pain Run Deep was like the first real song that I got publishing on, and you know, I got my name in the credits and shit like that. So I've been working with Boosie for 2 years. The way I met Boosie, well, a lot of his shows get booked by one of my close friends, Lil Scooty. So one of the shows, it's like every show Boosie came to that I can make it to, I was there. But like one of the shows, I had my CDs on me and I was trying to get it to him. I was trying my hardest to get my shit to him. I wasn't even on no producer shit. I was, you know what I'm saying, passing on my music. So this one I had a little weed for sale or whatever. And I was asking him like, y'all need some smoke, y'all good, woo woo. And one of his nephews, Lil Debo, he was like, shit, just give it to me. I'm like, shit, I give you some smoke if you pop my CD in. If Boosie put my CD in, you can have this shit. And I gave him the weed, shit, they kept their word. Boosie popped it in. You know what I'm saying? He looked at me, dapped me up, and then from there, I got to, I hit Lil J-Day, one of his older artists on Instagram. Hit Lil J-Day on Instagram, got his email, sent him some beats. From there, I was working with J-Day, just playing chess, trying to, cause I know really, in my mind, I don't feel like Boosie really remembered me, but, so I knew if I couldn't really get to him, I had to get to somebody close to him. So I was hitting up J-Day, but J-Day remembered me from that show and me giving him my CD, and J-Day was telling me like, yeah, we fuck with your shit, woo woo. So from there, I did a couple songs from J-Day. Then fast forward like a few months later, probably like 6 months later, Boosie got booked again in my city. And after the show, somebody had paid him for a feature. So they didn't have a studio to go to, but my buddy Lil Scooty made a status on Facebook like 4 in the morning. I'll never forget it. Cause Boosie really my favorite rapper. I grew up on Boosie.
Okay.
So that was like the best opportunity to me. He made a status like, who can get me and Boosie in the studio right now? I had the keys to the studio that I work at. So I instantly hopped in the car and went and opened the studio for him. The person who bought the feature, they needed a producer, so luckily, you know, with me being the producer too, I made the beat for the feature. And Boosie remembered me from the work that I did from J-Day, and I was thinking like, damn, he wouldn't remember me, but he actually did. And that at that moment, Lil Scooty vouched for me to Boosie and let him know that, you know what I'm saying, I had some beats, whatever. Played him some beats. He liked them, but he didn't leave. Well, he had me email him some. Then boom, next thing you know, like 3 or 4 days later, he called Scooty, like, tell Playbwoi send me some more beats. He was going through Scooty this whole time, and then that's when we dropped fucking Crying record with B Will. Like, over time, it was like, I always talked to Boosie through somebody, but when I sent him that Pain Run Deep record, that nigga called me, like, how much you want for this? And that's when I knew he was fucking with me. And ever since then, like, I've been family. That's my family. Like,
I see.
I always knew like he was gonna fuck with my music, but I never forced it on him. Like after he brought me around to make beats and shit, I never forced my music on him because I wanted to build a relationship with him. So when I was to play my music, he would listen to it differently. You feel me? Like, this my little nigga versus him listening to it just as looking at me like somebody that's just trying to gain the opportunity. Like, I was already locked in with Bad Azz. You feel me? I already was unofficially a part of the crew, but when I played him my music, that's when he stamped me. And that's where we at right now.
So from the time you first met him ever to the time you actually, he called you and said, I want this beat, and he called you directly, how long of that length of time do you think it was of building till you got to that
Pain
point?
Run Deep, it was like March of fucking last year when he called me. So it was probably like,
So 2017.
it was from October of 16, so it was like 5 months. He called me for that Pain Run Deep beat. Then fast forward, shit, almost a year later, because he called the Pain Run, he called me for the beat, but he didn't release the song until later on that year in December. So once the song released, that's when we started communicating more. And he told me I told him, like, I want to earn my spot. I want to earn my opportunity. I don't want you to give me nothing. And he said, come on down. And that's when I moved back to Atlanta to just work more closely with him. And now I'm Bad Azz.
You do engineering services as well, or just strictly production?
Well, I've been engineering a lot of my newer records that I've been working on. But I'm not really like an official engineer. I just do a lot of tracking on songs or whatever. I'm still kind of learning how to mix, but I know how to use that shit.
That moment where he needed a studio and did that feature, and he, you know, the person that needed that feature, that wanted that feature from Boosie, he needed a producer at that time for a beat.
Yes.
Did you engineer that session as well? Or?
Nah, my buddy Icon did.
Okay.
Icon at City Dump Records in Indianapolis.
Now, when did you get the chain?
A couple weeks ago. I signed in September? So yeah, it's been about 3 weeks since I've been officially signed to Bad Azz.
Okay, so before we even talk about the chain, okay, so from the time you got to he calling you about that record personally, you know, the Be Will record, to the time you actually signed, how much length of time do you think was that about?
It's almost 2 years. That's why I say like now, because the show was like back in October 16 when he had that feature.
Okay.
So yeah, we've been acquainted. A lot of people don't know that. Like, I've been around. I've been coming to the house, or you know what I'm saying. I've been locked in, but the world didn't know until he put the stamp on me. Like, if people notice, like, I even been posted on his page before, you know what I'm saying, he officially announced signing me.
Mm.
But I guess people want to see who vouching for you before they truly embrace you.
So you're signed as an artist, a producer, both? How does that work?
Both.
Okay.
Yes.
So, okay, now let's talk about the chain. You sign, and then you get the chain 3 weeks later. How did you get it?
Well, nah, it was around the time that I signed.
Oh, it was?
Yeah. Boosie just gave it to me, but I ain't really like flashy like that, so I don't really like wear a lot of jewelry, and I don't really like too much care for all the like attention. I know that sounds crazy by me being an artist, but I don't really.
It does. That's kind of like the opposite, right?
Yeah, I really just want some money out this shit. Like, I know that come with it. You know what I'm saying? I gotta do stuff to keep a spotlight on me, but I really don't. I'm more a reserved person.
Mm.
But it just come with the game. So, you know, I ain't really flashy, but every now and then, you know, I might throw it on.
But as far as you getting the chain, how was it given to you?
Shit, with the paperwork.
Ah, I see. Was it a surprise? Did you have any idea you were going to get the chain when you did the paperwork, or?
I mean, I figured shit, everybody get the chain, but I really wasn't. I don't press the issue about jewelry. Like, give me a bag of money. I want assets, not no liability. So I don't really, I appreciate it though.
Now, what's it like working with Boosie?
It's cool. He real just goofy. He real goofy, and he just real, like, he honest. And he's somebody that you can learn from. Like, he a real, like, smart, hustling ass dude, for real.
Is he tough to work with?
Nah, not at all. You just gotta be ready to work, because he got a hell of a work ethic. So he'll motivate you to work more.
Mm. Now, you stated some things you like about him, but is there a pet peeve you have of Boosie? Is there something you just can't stand?
I say he forgetful. He got what Jit say, he got an elephant memory. So you really just gotta stay on him. But I understand, because being in this industry, you gotta juggle so much in your memory. You know what I'm saying? You got a million people trying to get at you every day. So I just gotta remind him sometimes, but that's my dude. I fuck with him.
When it comes to Boosie, what's the biggest advice he's given you, or the most important thing you learned being around him at this point?
Shit.
There's something that sticks to you. He may
really
have said or he may have done.
You just gotta work hard for everything you want, really. It ain't no letting up, no slowing down. You gotta stay at it. So really working hard is the main thing. Like, I always see him trying to come up with an idea or get his hands in this, invest in that. So he really, like, showing me how to, I learned a lot of shit on how to invest money or start companies or whatever. Like, he like a real hustler. And that's what I like about him. I learned a lot of shit just from being a fly on the wall in the room and listening to bro talk.
You've done a song with him, I imagine.
Yeah, we got a few songs that we haven't released yet, but we definitely got some music coming.
Were any of these songs done before you signed, or was it after you'd signed?
Nope, because like I said, he really didn't know that I was an artist. I wasn't pressing the issue as an artist. I had kind of had a buzz already, you know what I'm saying, in my city and in my region. I was getting a little radio play or whatnot, and like I got a lot of SoundCloud hits, a lot of SoundCloud followers. So we didn't do no music until, about 2-3 weeks ago.
You have a couple songs, they're unreleased at this point at the time of the interview, but ever a thought on a whole project with him?
Yeah,
you
that's
and
what
Boosie
I'm
together?
To do right now. I'm trying to persuade him. That's what we should do. But definitely, yeah, definitely that would be dope.